I don't think I have ever been this lucky in a game. Or if I have, I don't remember. Hey everyone, this is Thecos. Today I will be showing you Dog Star Tripper playing through the game. This is a one-player game that you can find on GameCrafter or in Europe on Wooden Tree Games. So first of all, a huge thanks to Manu from Wooden Tree Games for providing me with a review copy here, because I really want to show you this game. But before we get started, as usual, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. All right, there we go. But what is this game? Well, this is a solo game that you can play in, like it says here, 5 to 10 minutes. It's a really quick game. It will be a little bit longer today because I will be actually explaining the game to you, of course, where you play as a guy who is using a stolen ship title as a low-cost way to start your career as a captain in the Dog Star system. But we got caught. So what we now need to do is we need to get 12,000 credit in order to pay off the debt. Otherwise, we will be grounded and our career will be over before it even began. So, let's take a look at this. This game is a pure card game, no tokens, nothing else, in this nice little tin here. So let me just put it up here. For the setup, I will not do a montage today. I will just be setting up the game without a montage because it's actually quite quick. So, first of all, we have missions here. These are optional. We actually don't have to use those, but we can. And I will do the TA dogfighting mission. I will use that one today. Then here, I'll just put that up here. Then here we have, this is our reputation. Depending on which mission you have, so usually you start on neutral. But if you have a mission that it says where you start, so our reputation will start on 1 reputation with the Terran Alliance. And the rest of the cards are just these regular cards here. I will explain to you in a moment how these work, but first of all, let me just shuffle those up. And then we take 12 cards without looking what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't want to see what's below there. And now we will just kind of set all of them up. So how that works, give me just a moment. Let me put that here right in the middle, just like that maybe. All right, so you see there are three numbers on here, depending on how you rotate the card. The red one is always the attack. The yellow one is the hull of the ship. So if that ever reaches 0, then we lose. And this one here is the engine of the ship. We need that for fleeing encounters in case we don't want to or can't fight. And now with these top 12 cards, one after another, we put them on 3 piles. 1 for the attack, 1 for the hull, and 1 for the energy. I will later explain to you how that works. But let me just see. Let me put 1 on hull, 1 on energy here. 2 on attack is good. The 2 I will also put on energy, I think. So the numbers are always the same for all 3 sections. Let me put... I'm not sure. Let me put another 2 here. Oh, we have so many high ones. Okay, that's actually a pretty good start. Let me put another 2 maybe here. Oh, wow, so many 2s. Another 2. Let me see. I have 1 and 2 here. And I have 2, 2, 1. I would like to have a 3 at least here, but having another 2 would be fine. Or there's a 3. And then I'll put a 1 over here, a 2 maybe here. 3, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 1. And here we have a few higher ones. Yeah, then I put another 1 right here. Okay, just like that. I think like this, that may be a good idea. Give me just a moment. All right, there we go. We'll do it like this here. To the left here, like this. All right, there we go. So this way it looks pretty nice. Okay, so we will put our rewards over here. I will get to those in just a moment. And we put our discard pile face down over here. So how this game now works is as follows. We have our little mission here. This mission says at the start of game, angle reputation to TA, to the Terran Alliance. I have done so. So you always angle it depending on which alliance you have. You can always check that by having the squares here upright. So I'll just do it like this here. Okay. And you can always set up the game differently, but that's usually how I set up the game. So, and now It says like we can add this one here to rewards, which is 3,000 credits. Remember, we need 12,000 after we have gained like after we have like gained 4 of these red attack icons earned by fighting ships. That will all make a bit more sense in just a moment. Let me put it like this here. Okay, enough for how the game plays. In general, what we are doing, we're going through the entire stack of cards here. And we need to go through the entire stack of cards. And at the end of the stack of cards, we win if we have accumulated 12,000 credits here in our rewards. And we lose if we ever don't have any hull anymore and need to lose them. So at the moment, we have 5 hull here. If we ever go below that, we lose. And that is everything pretty much. But what we do like actually when turning over these cards, I will tell you while we play. So let's get started with the playthrough. So we draw the first card, we turn it over. And then there are like different ships that you can counter or bases or even events like asteroids. And this one here is the Siege, the CF Siege ship. Up here you always see like its alliance, so to speak. This one is a peaceful ship. So we can just discard it and that's it. We can also attack it if we want to. We see down here, fight. 2 attack and 1 engine. So we would have to discard 2 attack and 1 engine in order to take the reward, which is 2,000. That's quite a bit, but we want to save our attacks a little bit because remember we want to have like rewards from like 4 actually like enemy ships. This is not one of those. This is not that symbol here, that fight symbol. It is a cargo symbol. So we could get 2,000, which we could use quite well, but we will not do that for now. So we will just discard this card face down. And that's like how we continue with the entire stack of cards here. Okay, there's the light trader. It's also a peaceful ship, rescue needed, so there's different things we can do here. So either we can fight it and take the reward, which is 1,000, we just fight 1, but we move our reputation. How we use it, move our reputation, I will explain to you a little bit later. We can also rescue if our reputation is either MG, which is the Merchants Guild, or TA, which is the Terran Alliance, which we have at the moment. We can rescue it. And if we do it, then we add 3 cards to the draw pile. So I also don't want to do that. I want to keep my cards, so I will just also discard that one here. Okay. Then the next card. Porto Savan. This is a base. Also nothing we have to engage with, but we can. If we visit the base, then we move our reputation to PL. So that's like on the other side here. That is the Planet Lords. But we also have to add a fee in order to actually visit that base. And we see here, it's minus 1,000. So we actually like in the negative. We don't want that. But like bases are cool because you can take one of your cards and move it to another spot. So if we don't have any attack cards anymore, bases help us to actually move a card there. This is pretty cool, but we don't need it at the moment. So I would also discard that one. Okay. Security. Okay, so now it's going to be interesting because this is now who this ship is opposed against. It's opposed against the Planet Lords and what was the CF again? The Centaurian Federation, right? So it's friendly with us, so we don't have to do anything. We can just leave it, but we can also attack it. So we can flee, which we don't need to do, of course. We can fight it and take the reward. But at the moment, I think I don't really want to do that. Let's do it a little bit later. Let's do it a little bit later. Okay, tactical transport. Also a peaceful one. Fight with 3, we get 2,000. I'm also going to leave that one. But we need to get a few at some point, right? So, Star Flare, that is actually an event. We check the number of the draw pile, which is 3. And here it says if 2 or 3 lose 2 engine. All right, so we need to lose 2 engine. That's not very good. So let's just take one of the 2s and lose that. By the way, you don't have to sort these piles. You can always like go through them and pick whichever number you want to. All right, so the muscle. The muscle is actually opposed against us. So now we have to do something down here because they are attacking us. So we can fight. That costs us 2. 2 attack. We take the reward of 1,000, but we move our reputation to MG. So we would then move it towards the MG here. We can also flee for one engine. And if we can't fight or flee, then we can also discard 1 hull because we will be attacked. So let's see. I guess we will have to do something. Yeah, let's do fight 2. So what we will do is, that is like 1,000. We get that as a reward. So let me just put that up here. And then we will discard 2 attack right here. That is not great, but it's okay. All right, let's continue. The Raider is also opposed to us. Okay, so here, fight 2, and we can take the reward of 2,000. That's actually pretty good. Oh, by the way, I forgot to move the reputation to the Merchants Guild. So now we check here. We are now Merchants Guild, but they're still opposed to us. So we can fight 2. Yeah, let's do that. Do I have a 2 here? I do have another 2 here. So let's discard that one in order to take the reward of 2,000 and move our reputation to Merchants Guild. Now you may say, but we are already Merchants Guild here. Well, yes, we are, but that means we just move it to the double Merchants Guild here. Okay, so let's take the next card. We already have 2 of the 4 symbols we need here, the red attack symbol, so that's good. Okay, Scout, they actually fight against us. They don't like the Merchants Guild too much. Okay, we can use 1 attack and also one engine in order to take the reward of 1,000, or we can flee. Do I have a 1? I don't have a 1, so it may be a waste. And it's only 1,000. That's not a whole lot. So we could flee, but we have to... Yeah, flee, but no, it doesn't make sense to just flee. Yeah, you know what? Let me attack that one. So we discard 1 engine here and also 1 attack. We only have 2s, but okay, that's the way it is. We have 4,000 at the moment. That is definitely not enough. All right, so we have a base here. Ooh, we could visit the base. I think I'm gonna visit that base. If we visit the base, we add the fee, but the fee here is free. So I will definitely visit the base. Then we move our reputation to CF. That means what we now do is we are now at MG, but now we have to move towards the CF, but we can move from here just to the other side. So we first go here to the other Merchants Guild, and then if we had to move again towards the other faction, then we would just go to neutral, and then at the next time we would actually go to the other faction. So you see, it like takes a little while to actually get there. So we're still allied with the Merchants Guild. All is good. So and now we can move 1 card to another pile, and we don't have a whole lot of attack cards. So here, do I move one of those or one of those? We still have a lot of hull, but we might lose some later quite quickly. So you know what? Let me take one of these, one of my engines, and actually turn them into an attack card. I think that's not a bad idea. Okay, we have the muscle here. The muscle is also opposed to us. Okay, we can fight 2. Oh, that's so much for just 1,000. But we just put a card here, so I think that's fine. So let's use the fight 2 in order to get the 1,000, and also we move our reputation to the Merchants Guild again. Okay. So now you see we have 4 red rewards here. So that means we now have fulfilled our mission here. So we also add that to our rewards. So now we have 3, 4, 5, 7, 8,000. We need 4,000 more, which is pretty much impossible with just 1 attack. But let's see, there is like 1 ship. If it's there and not one of those here, that actually gives you like 3,000 or something. So this one is also opposed to us. We can either use 2 engines or 2,000 that we donate in order to flee, but we can also fight. And I will fight. That's 2, okay. Then we take the reward, and we move our reputation towards the Terran Alliance. So we are now here at the Merchants Guild. We don't have any attacks anymore. Maybe we will actually find another base. Let's see. So this one is also attacking us. But we can flee, or we can discard our hull. So let's just use this one here to flee. Yeah, I guess. We're not doing too well. 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10,000. We're still missing 2,000, which we can't get. Yeah, that we can't get easily. We need like 1 more attack, actually. The Interceptor. Okay, so this one, it doesn't have an issue with us because we are not on CF, PL, or N. We are on Merchants Guild, so they are fine. So we can just go, which we'll do. We don't have anything, right? Let's hope for maybe another base. This is a siege ship, rescue needed. If our reputation is blue or purple, which it isn't, I can't remember like the factions all the time, then we could rescue it, but we can't. So yeah, we will just have to ignore that one as well. Okay, and then here with the supercargo. That one is also not opposed to us, but we cannot do anything, so we need to discard that one. Yeah, I don't think we can actually do anything. Abandoned cargo. Oh, look at this. Check number on draw pile. If 1, take the reward, which is this one here. And if 2 or 3, take this reward. So it is a 1. So we can actually take this reward here, if I'm not mistaken. That means we got 2,000. We just found 2,000 floating around. So now we have our 12,000. 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12. I don't think I have ever been this lucky in a game. Or if I have, I don't remember. All right, then the last card is just a peaceful ship. We can just ignore it. So let's do that. And that's it. We are at the end of the draw pile. We still have all of our hull. We didn't lose any, which is very impressive. And we accumulated the 12,000 that we need in order to be able to continue our life as a captain in our stolen ship with our stolen ship license. Okay, that was pretty funny. I did not deserve that. But, well, sometimes you get things you don't deserve, I suppose. Okay, and that is how you play Dog Star Tripper. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I will not give you a full review here, but I will just say a few words about this game after having played it like a handful of times. So this game comes like in a really small box again, which is like great. If you like these small solo games, it plays really quick. If you know how it plays, if you don't like explain the game like I just did, you play this game in like 5 or maybe 10 minutes. It's very, very simple to learn, very easy to set up. It plays really quickly. And also it's like really portable. So these are like all things that I really like about this game. The game itself can be very luck based. I like that at the beginning you kind of like set up your ship. You like check out how many weapons do you want to put in, how much hull, and how many engines here, like how much you want to put here, which mission you want to take. So these are all conscious decisions you take at the very beginning of the game, and then it becomes like quite luck based because it depends on what you draw. I think I played decently. I didn't play great, but I played decently. I could have maybe taken a few hits to my hull, and then later on maybe gotten a few more worthy like ships here, but still I think I played decently and still was nowhere near winning hadn't I been so lucky finding this abandoned cargo. So this game is very luck based, and it is also very hard to win, I find. So most of the times I lose this game. It's not horrible that it's like luck based and that you lose a lot, because it is a very quick game. I can just like put all these cards together, shuffle them, put a mission here, and then start playing again. It's a very, very quick game, very quick to set up, very quick to tear down. I like that. A lot of these small tin games have like 5, 6, 7 different types of cards, and you set some up here and some there. You have a pretty large footprint, and that's not the case here. There's like this. If you do it right, it fits like on a small tray. You could play this on the train, in the plane probably. So that's pretty cool. It's just that you need to know that your decision space is a little bit limited here, because at the beginning you set up the ship the way you want to, and then later on it is very luck based. Of course, you do still have player agency, because you can decide to take a hit with the hull, or you flee, or you attack. But apart from that, you need to like also be lucky with the cards that you draw. Like for example, I didn't draw that one heavy ship I was mentioning. I don't know where it is. And also I didn't have any asteroids. These are like really bad. These would have made me lose some hulls. So I probably could have lost there as well had I drawn like these asteroids. I think there are 2 of these cards in there. So yeah. If you enjoyed what you saw today, if you like small solo games that play really quickly on a small format, just very little table space you need, and that you can play quickly, then this may be something that could interest you. If you're looking for a deeper experience that really like challenges you and asks a lot of player agency and whatever, this might be a little bit too light for you, but you can check out this game yourself, either at the Game Crafter, or if you're based in Europe, you can also check out Wooden Tree Games. They also have the game here, and they are also the ones who supplied me with this review copy, so I can show it to you. I think this fits my channel very well, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching and for staying to the very end. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. The biggest thanks go to Thecos for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate that. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, support me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video on my Discord server. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.